everybody, I'm from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to be showing you my Great Priest deck profile. So this kind of has similar vibes to Barlock Xeno in that it's a multicolour deck. So he has put of you can't include non-god battle cards in your deck and negate their energy exhaust of gods in all areas. So that also means I'm not going to read energy exhaust on every single card because that would take me forever. And he's got an active main of you switch it to rest mode to draw a card. And then its awaken is if there are 4 more colours in your energy, you may switch the card to active mode and up to 2 of your energy to active mode, then add cards from your life to your hand until there are 6 left and then flip it over. So what's nice about this is that you don't really have to attack your opponent with it, so it kind of slows them down a little and you can just go rest, draw, untap to awaken. And if you go first, it's not a handicap because you can just play charge, rest, draw. It's essentially like any other turn. So then, again, on the permanent stage of play of negating the energy exhaust skills. And it's got active battle. Once per turn, you switch it to rest mode, draw a card, then choose to 1 multicolour god card in your hand and use it in the combo. So because it auto places it in the combo, you don't have to pay the cost, which is good because most of them are 2 cost. And the other thing is that you just have to make sure he's in active mode, which is very simple. You just don't attack with him. Job done. So going into the main deck now, and we've got our unison for the deck, which is 4 copies of Great Priest Invitation to Battle. So it costs 3 blue, 20k power, and it's got an active main of you pay 3. If your leader is Zeno or Grand Priest, you can play this from your hand with 3 markers on it, because you're not guaranteed to have 3 blue energy, so it's a way of playing them out around that. And it's got +1 active battle, switch this to rest mode, switch up to 1 blue god card in your energy to active mode, then choose up to 1 god card with combo cost of 1 in your hand and use it in the combo. So untaps 1 of your blue and lets you combo a card, which you can then re-tap that blue to then trigger its effects. Totally up to you. And it's got a -3 auto. When your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost greater than their current energy, return that card to its owner's hand. So this has to go off. There's no choice. It's just the first thing they play that's above their energy bounces back. So if they're on 2 and they play a 4-drop, you bounce the 4-drop. So it can be baited, but it's also just kind of useful to slow your opponent down. So for the extra cards of the deck, we've got 3 copies of Eraser Universe. So this is somewhat your win con. It's what you're kind of playing towards, but I found that it takes a lot of effort to get there. So if I actually get this off, I'll be very happy. Because it's got active main, you play a red, a blue, a green, a yellow and 1 other colour. If your leader is a Great Priest, you deal 1 damage to your opponent for every 2 colours of gods in your battle area with a maximum of 2. So you can hit them for 2. And then additionally, if you have 12 or more multicoloured gods in play, you win the game. So that can be energy and battle area. So as long as you have 12 different colours of gods, you win. Which is nice because it is a free cost technically, but that's because you have to pay 5 for this effect. And it has an active battle of choose up to 1 of your gods and again 6k power for the battle. So it's like a Carver's Awakening for god cards, and then if you can make the 12, you win the game. And then next we've got 3 copies of Sensory Beam because we have blue in the deck. So active battle, give 1 of your cards 5k and get 2 energy back. Not much to say there. And then next we've got 3 copies of Spectate. So this is a counter attack. You switch up to 1 Great Priest card in your leader area to active mode. So it doesn't negate the attack, it just means you can get this back in active mode during your opponent's turn. So you can use it once during yours, spectate, get it back, and then do it in your opponent's. And if there are 4 more colours among your energy and battle area, you can activate it without paying its cost. Which is very simple. Just charge. You just charge your multicoloured gods and you'll get there. Easy. And then next I have 2 one-off techs of the Final Guardian and testing the opposition. So these are both counter-attacks that do actually negate the attack. Final Guardian is you negate it, choose one of your battle cards and gains 5k, and you can activate it by removing itself and a red card from the game, and then you can only do it once per turn. And testing the opposition is the counter-attack that plays you a blocker, which you can take a life to activate, which is fine because you're not really worried about your life, except for, you know, obviously losing. So, going into the battle cards now, and to start with, we've got 3 copies of Whis Rejuvenating Support. So when this is got an auto, when it's played, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 god to your hand, and then place the remaining on the bottom in any order. And it's got active main, limit 1, pay a blue and an energy, place this card in its own drop area, choose up to 1 blue Beerus with an energy cost of 2 in your hand, play it, then switch up to 1 Great Priest or blue Whis leader to active mode. So you can either get your leader back in active mode, or you can get your Whis leader back. It does work well on this because you can just go first turn, rest, draw a card, play Whis, and then next turn you can just rest him again, use Whis' skill, get it back, play the Beerus, and then you can just rest your leader another time. So you can get 2 draws off from Whis using the leader, and then you get a Beerus out, which the Beerus is pretty nice. So going to what is essentially the actual deck now, because the majority of the deck is 2 drops. Case in point, those are all the 2 drops of the deck. That's everything else I have left to cover after the 2 drops. So, to start with, we have a singular copy of Awamo, Angel of Universe 1. So it's got an auto of you pay 1 yellow if your leader is a Great Priest and you have 1 more Moscow energy. At the end of the battle, which is used in the combo, you play it, and then you can switch them to rest mode to draw a card. So I only have this as a one-off because it's rare and we only pulled 1. But even then, I feel like most of the angels you run at 2, and this guy you'd run at 2, and probably just take out a copy of this. So, next we've got 3 copies of Beerus Combative Instincts, Impulse even. I don't know why I went to Instincts. But essentially this is the Beerus we want to play off Whis. So, he's got double strike. When it's played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. And he's got secondary auto of once per turn. When this attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, draw 1 card, switch this card to active mode, and place 1 card from your opponent's life at the bottom of their deck. So, on your turn 2, you can have something that takes away their life and gives you an energy back as long as you KO a battle card, which you're likely to because you can switch one to rest mode, and then you just throw 16k at it and combo if you can help it, just to give that push, because it does take an opponent's life. He gets himself back, and then you can swing a double strike at them. So the Beerus is pretty nasty. That's why I'm running it as a little package. Next is our super combos. So we've got 2 Beerus Divine Obliteration and 2 healers. So Beerus is, if your leader is red or blue and it's your opponent's turn, when you combo this card you can choose up to 1 red blue multicard energy and switch to active mode, so it just gives you a way to untap an energy. And healers is, if you're a god of Universe 2, you have 4 less, you discard a card, draw 2, which gains a 10k combo. So I think a 2-2 split on them is pretty good because you've got essentially a sensu bean and a draw 2. And next we've got 3 copies of Conic of Universe 4. So he's got Offering and an auto, you pay 1 red. If you have 1 more multicolour energy, at the end of the battle which is cards used in the combo, you can play as from your drop area. So you just combo it from hand, do the battle, pay a red, bring it out, and then Offering kicks in, so either your opponent takes crits a life or you draw 2 cards. So, which is why I also run it at 3, because it's just a really good one to use. And then next we've got 2 copies of Cocktail, Angel of Universe 5. So he's got blocker. And then auto, if you have one more multi-card energy, when this card is played, your opponent may place 1 card from the life in a drop area. If they don't, draw a card and your opponent discards a card. So again, your opponent can either lose a life or you gain a card and they ditch a card. Just a nice little press unit, and there's no like point where you can't make them take a life. So there's that. That could be fun. Next we've got 2 copies of Campari, Angel of Universe 3. He's just a 25k beta. He's literally just in here as fodder because you want to have some throwaway. And then we've got Karun, Angel of Universe 8. He's got the active main of you pay a green and a red if you lead a Xeno or Great Priest and you switch this card to rest mode. Your opponent chooses 1 card in the hand and discards it. Additionally, if your opponent has 3 or more life, you deal 1 damage. So, for essentially 4 energy, you can just take 1 of your opponent's life, which is pretty nice because it's effect damage. So, and then next we've got 3 copies of Kusu, Angel of Universe 10. This is one of the SRs for the deck, and luckily we pulled 2 SPR versions. So, however, I'm going to have to read the SR because they've done the colour split. So, she's got counterplay of you play it out, and then the 2 autos are if you have 1 more multi-card energy, when this card in your hand is played or used in a combo, your opponent chooses a card from the hand and places it at the bottom of her deck. And then additionally, when this card is played, choose from 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 6 or less and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. So, on play, you can make them bounce 2 cards to the bottom of their deck, which is pretty nice because it's a counterplay skill as well. So you can just do it when they play something that you don't want to see on the board. You just play, well, send it to the bottom of the deck and a card from your hand. So I feel like she's just kind of a good counter in blue-green in general, just because.
Android 21.
Yeah, 21.
This is what everybody's using her in.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that. When I can be bothered to work on 21, I'm going to put her in. Next, we got 1 copy of Marcarita, who's the other SR of the deck. In fact, there's only 1. I'd run more and probably cut down the amount of this guy, but I only have the 1 of her. So, she's got barrier and blocker. Unlike all the others, she's 14k, whereas the rest of them being 16k. And she's got 2 autos. So the first is, if you have 1 more multi-card energy, when this card is played or used in a combo, your opponent chooses a card in the hand and discards it. And then auto limit 1, when your opponent plays a battle card using a skill or activates a counter skill, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So it's kind of a nice limit 1 because you can just switch up to rest mode, and it depends on whether they play something or they counter. So you can just slow your opponent down. Next, we've got 3 copies of Martini of Universe 12. So she's got Aegis Blue Yellow limit 1, and then it's if you have more than 1 multi-card, you pay a yellow to play it out after the combo. But like I said, if you have another Awamo, you just do a 2-2 split of her and him, because they're useful, but they're not the most useful. So next, we've got 3 copies of Sawa of Universe 2. So he's got Successor by paying 1 green, and then it's also if you have more than 1 multicolour energy, when its card is played or at the end of the battle which is using a combo from your hand, choose which 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 less in rest mode and KO it. So it just lets you pop a small thing, which is helpful. Next, we have 3 copies of Whis of Universe 7. So he's got blocker, counter attack, negate and play. His opponent is, if there are 4 more cards in the energy, you can activate its counter by taking a card from your life instead. And then when it's using the combo from your hand, you get an energy back in active mode. So if you combo him, you get an energy back, which is useful. Or you can counter attack and have a 10k blocker. And our final 2-drop is Vanos of Universe 6. So she's a counterplay if you have more than one multicolour energy. Play this card, and if the battle card being played is 15k or less, it goes to the bottom of the unit's deck. And then when this is played or used in a combo, you get an energy back. So her and Whis kind of share that similar trait of getting your energy back. Whis going to do it from combo, she can do it from play, and essentially makes herself a 1-cost counterplay. So, right, now that I've basically gone through the deck, it's just these last couple things. So we have 2 copies of Beerus Unceasing Rage. So 4-drop 20k. It's got a rival red-yellow by paying 1 red, which is easily doable because the entire deck is multicolour. When it's played, you draw 1, then choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and they get minus 10k for the turn. And then there's an active main, you can play a red, a yellow, and 1 other card. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, they get minus 20k, and then this guy gains 5k and triple strike for the turn. So it's just there to be a nice aggressive unit for your deck.
Unit?
Yeah, I don't know, unit still counts, it's a thing, one thing.
Battle card.
Yeah, whatever. And the last one for the deck is 2 copies of Champa and Beerus Capricious Gods. So it's got a rival red-green by paying red, and its auto is when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards for 20k power or less and carry it, then choose up to 1 of your other battle cards with an energy cost of 6 or less, and it gains double strike for the turn. So this thing can just come out, get rid of a small thing, and give you a random, can make 1 of your cards a double striker, which is a nice bit of pressure, and you just swing it for 20k. So, and with that, that is the Great Priest deck profile. So leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, they're always fun to read, and I'll see you next time. Bye!